which I bookmarked up here. So I went to it, and you can see this is where you're going to have kind of your dashboard for it. You'll have to install and set up. This is like your entry point. There's a lot of different agents that they have released. All are good for different things, but our particular focus today is the health agent. And so what it takes to run the health agent, I want to first show you what it looks like. So inside the health agent, these are preloaded instructions that is hard-coded into the agent that's going to come with the account. You can then provide extra instructions. So if you recall earlier, I pointed out the customer health agent assessment property. So what we wanted to do is to take some way to take what the health agent finds and turn it into something that we can actually measure and build automations and alerts based on. So that was an extra instruction that we provided. You can do things like upload your brand, upload your ideal customer profiles, right? So you can have it ingest data so that when it functions using your company's and your organization's standards. And then here's where I told it to do a monthly review of all of them, right? Because one of the things that we went through in exploring when they first released this was, your health score is giving you proactive notices, whereas the agent seems to have to be something that you go, oh, I want to go and understand what's happening in this account. You have to actively go and do it, right? So this is that ability to make it something that now proactively helps you rather than you remembering to go do it. So these were the instructions that we gave it.
Just a quick note on that automation, if you don't mind, Heather. So if you're dealing with large customer base and lean team, super helpful, right? So if you've got, 3 or 4 CSMs and you've got several hundred customers, this is where you can actually really augment the power of your team by either taking some very harmless, maybe interactions with customers and just put together a basic template email and then fire that off at a given point based on the signals that you're receiving. Or if it's a more sophisticated action, you want to make it more complex, then you can fire it over to your team to say, hey, Joe, we need you to go do this thing. So the automations here is really where the power is. Whereas if you can design out the best practices, what you want to see in certain scenarios, this is where you can really make sure that those are enabled and happening. Because then you can track, is your team performing the task? Was the email delivered? This is how you operationalize essentially the playbooks that you're starting to derive out of these.
Okay. So now let's say we want to run the agent. So what we want to get is we want to get the company's domain. Where did I just leave that? Oh, probably here. Okay. So we're going to add the company domain. We're also going to grab the record ID. So the agent knows what account, and we're going to hit run agent. Now, I will tell you that it is not going to happen instantaneously. It takes some time. So while it's doing that, let's go and have a look at what the outcome looks like. So this is one that we ran yesterday, right? So these are the activities that it did. Took the user input, looked at the health flow, created a checklist, right? This is like its internal things. It asked me to approve doing this. So it copied and dropped the code in there. Update. Was that a question?
Nope, I think you're good.
Oh, okay. Okay. Right. And so it basically popped this out. This is the output. And it's saying this is an at-risk account and here's why. And then it says your next best actions, your talking points and discovery questions, possible email to send to a customer, right? So this is where it's asking for that. Basis for at-risk and assessment limitations. So this is kind of how it works. You can see here. So these were the ones that I had asked it to do automatically on a regular schedule. And then these are previous ones. So,
Heather, if we could just break down sort of what HubSpot's showing here on the right. One of the things I like about this is that it's giving you some language, which is really nice. And this is coming out of sort of that prompt that Heather showed at the beginning. But essentially, it's pretty generic language. You can configure it, or you can, make some training to the agent to help it make something that's a little bit more personalized for your business. But if you imagine deploying this to a brand new CSM, for example, you can give them some really good tools here to be able to make sure that the message is landing properly. And then it does try to anticipate some of your needs here. So it talks a little bit about breaking it down. Jen, you asked earlier about we'll tell you sort of the trending or why it's changed. This gives you some of the insights into what the agent is pulling and why it's pulling that information. So if you scroll up a little bit, please, on the right, Heather. Talking points, nice suggestions. An experienced CSM may not need this, but maybe a more junior member might be really useful for them in terms of, making sure that they're having the right impact in the next phone call and then the next best actions. These are some of the things that you would ask your team to do, in a certain risk scenario. So there's a lot of insights coming out of here. I'm gonna just say right out of the gate, like HubSpot doesn't know all the things that you would do within your business and such, but you can see some of the capabilities here that they're trying to train the agent to do. And so as this moves from a beta product to more of like a GA product, I'm pretty sure that they're going to give you the abilities to really personalize it for your own personal
well,
business. There's a
and
lot of power there.
here's where you're going to personalize it is
Exactly right.
if you have SOPs, if you have specific products, if you have ideal customers and how they move through your journey, you can add all of this information and the outputs that you get from the agent will take that into account.
So you can